People that get offended, I promise you with the stories that I tell, I'll never make anything up. I'll never lie. Anything that I tell is the absolute truth that could be provable. If I can't prove something, I'm not going to talk about it. But the only people that will ever be offended by any of my stories are the people that are the shitty ones in the story. You know what I'm saying? I am loud. That's annoying. You see how I'm taking it down? I'm recognizing I'm the problem. I'm not getting tacos. You can't be mad when you're getting tacos. I don't care. Be disappointed. Block me. I don't know what to tell you. And away we go. We're back. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We are unscripted. I say unscripted. I'm going to be looking at my computer because it's not a script, but it's definitely an outline. Because I go to therapy now and we're getting ready to screen me for ADHD. Not that I'm going to change anything about myself. We appreciate who I am, the way I am. Anyways, let's get into it. This is going to be my rebranded introduction episode. I hope you can hear. I messed with this stupid shit all day yesterday, hoping to have everything lined up. My cat's laying on some of the wires. Hopefully that's not going to mess anything up. But welcome to Unscripted. If you've been here since Foul Mouth Female, welcome back. And if you're new, well, we just have zero filter, a foul mouth. So if you're listening with your kids in your car, that's up to you. With this, it's not going to be much editing. I say that now because I just realized I was going to have to edit out that pause that I just did a second ago. You don't know about it because I took it out, but there won't be a lot of editing with this. I don't feel like it. It was one of the main reasons why I quit podcasting a long time ago, which the last podcast I ever uploaded was in 2021. I've been talking about continuing a podcast since then on my own. I had a podcast before with someone else, but now I'm doing it on my own again. And let's just see if we commit. I don't know if we're going to. Okay. I even need to look and see what time I started. All right. The plan is to release this. I don't know how often. Okay. I feel like you're judging me, but I want them to be like 45 minutes long. Like, I don't want to be too much. You know what I'm saying? Like a quick ride into work, maybe. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that intro music. I made that myself. Very impressed with it. I just don't know if I care that much. You know? We'll see. Anyways, let's get right into it. Let me make sure let me just double check my not script, but definitely an outline and make sure I'm hitting on important points. I already feel like I'm speeding through this. Okay. Here we go. Let's start with the obvious question. What happened to Foul Mouth Female? Nothing. I am her. She is me. Forever and ever and all eternity. But we'll just say that wasn't a failure. It was just a chapter of my life. Yeah. I didn't enjoy the fact that the only thing I was Foul Mouth Female. Do you know what I'm saying? As a brand. As if I didn't offer 20 million other things to society rather than just being able to read somebody to filth very quickly and usually in one take. Wasn't interested in it. Also, there was a dark cloud because things that I allowed myself to get involved with, no thanks. No thank you. Not interested at all. I feel like my hair is like, it's just doing its own thing. It doesn't matter. So yeah, she's still alive and well. Long live Foul Mouth Female. She's just evolved. So many things have happened since the beginning of TikTok in my life in general, in relationships, friendships, not friendships, fake friendships, drama. I'm not interested in those. I'm interested in drama forever and ever. Amen. Tell me all your drama. I don't want to necessarily be involved in it. So that I felt like there was a huge stigma on Foul Mouth Female, the brand. I also thought that I was going to get popular on social media and, go on brand trips. I didn't think that. I wanted to do that. I wanted to be an influencer without being an influencer. You know what I'm saying? You know my motto. Influential is greater than being an influencer, in my opinion, unless you have the very select few people who you can consider a true influencer, then so be it. But I don't know. I just didn't want her to be all that I had to offer. I have so much more to offer the world than literally just run my mouth, but I will run my mouth just with a different user handle. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, so like here I have notes of like, she was an angry person. I'll always be an angry person, I think. I think I will always be an angry person. Also, like I said, we're in therapy now, so we're working on that. But until I'm able to tell my truth, to tell my story, to get the information out there, I don't know why I feel like I need to get that story out there. And if you're new here, it was the horrible situation that was a custody battle. And just the bullshit I had to fucking go through on the outskirts of it that has made me just like a super angry person. And I will forever feel like I've had 2 years of my life with my children, my husband, stolen from me because of how much I had to focus on watching people's social media, saving, screen recording, everything so I could put it in a file and bring it to court and prove my case. And it was just so much. And then for the outcome to be what it was at that time, yeah, I was just way more angrier then. I'm still angry. And I will tell that story. I will, but I always think about shit. And I'm like, well, if I tell the story, I need to get my box of proof out so that I can tell the story and hold the proof up, which that would be so fun. I'm sure it would be so fun. But another main reason why I hadn't spoke about it forever is because it involved my child, obviously. And my number one priority isn't likes and views and clicks. And if you've been following me long enough, you know that that is actual and factual, but it is the safety of my child. But yeah, so I'm still loud. I'm still opinionated as fuck. I still cuss. That's not going anywhere. It's just my purpose is broadened, if you will. But yeah, so I think I've touched on all that stuff. Like my life has changed so much since the beginning of TikTok when we all were locked in our homes during COVID and everybody thought they were going to be the next big thing. And all I wanted was a couple of free products. I just wanted some PR packages. And I have been on the internet well before TikTok, well before Musical.ly. I've been on Instagram. I was on YouTube. I had a monetized YouTube page, y'all, back when you could just get it monetized. And I had to deactivate it because of the court shit. So that's another reason why I'm angry. Like I have been on the internet for a very long time. And I just received my first like full on PR package from a skincare company. My first real PR package was from the company Poopery. And they're now called Puri. And I will represent the fuck out of that forever because if you follow me on TikTok, I've posted that video about that story and how a manager told me with a name like Foul Mouth Female, no companies are going to want to work with me. And maybe she was right because no companies have worked with me. But I changed my name a long time ago. And she told me that the only company that was ever going to want to work with me is a company like Poopery. And she said it like so like sinfully. And I'm like, that's a woman-owned multi-million-dollar company. I'll take two. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. That's where Foul Mouth Female went. She is still alive and well. She will come out when she needs to. She still roots for the underdog. She still will be the voice for the ones who haven't found theirs yet. I just don't need to do it so aggressively. You know what I mean? The lessons that we have learned, and I'll talk about it. I will talk about it on here. The lessons that we have learned throughout the last couple, 4 years, they were doozies. They were doozies. So why the rebrand? Why the name Unscripted? Obviously, I try to think long term. So when I get super famous and popular for this podcast, I just thought that it would line up with who I am as a person. No one's going to tell me what I need to do and what I need to say. I don't live my life that way. I don't go through life that way. I've never been that way. Might be why I am the way I am today. I mean, even down to my parents. I was rough to parent, for sure. I definitely was not the easiest child to parent. I wasn't a horrible kid or anything. I didn't make a lot of bad choices. I just did what the fuck I wanted. And that has transferred over into my adulthood. And no regrets. My entire outline just disappeared. So that's good. We're only, 10 minutes into this shit? Command Z. She's back. Okay, anyways. That was so scary. As if I don't know how to just talk to a lens. Like I haven't been doing it forever. Yeah, so I just figured that Unscripted was going to look good on a sweatshirt. And it's just how I live my life. I don't follow rules according to society. I never have, I never will. And hopefully the people that find me here can learn to be the best version of themselves, which also allows them to feel free to not follow societal expectations as well. You can do it, girl. You can do it. But yeah, so everything that I've been through, we're going to talk about my childhood. I never talked about my childhood. I never talked about my childhood because I was mostly worried about hurting someone else's feelings that might see this, somebody in my family that might see this or whatever. And unfortunately, my mom died 2 Januaries ago. And I always said that I would not tell those stories until I was sure it wouldn't hurt her feelings. Because one thing about my mom, she was an amazing mother. She just fought some fucking serious demons. And I do believe, we'll find out in therapy, that has played a giant role into who I am today. Obviously, not cause and effect, but nature versus nurture, psychology 101. Talk about parenting. The stuff that people want to judge people for, I'm not scared to say it. I'm not scared to talk about the failures that I have had as a parent. This is my first time being a parent, and it will always be my first time. I have 2 children. I have a 15-year-old and I have a 13-year-old. I will always be a first-time parent to a 15-year-old, then a first-time parent to a 16-year-old. And then hopefully I learn something or 2 things to be able to do a little bit better of job with my youngest. And the people that are scared to say those things out loud are the ones that probably aren't emotionally capable of owning their fuck ups or taking accountability. So we'll talk about like my parenting style. I might even allow my kids to let y'all know what I might have fucked up on. I'm not scared of it. I'm married. I've been married for, a couple years. I don't know when I got married, but I've been with the same man for 15 years. 15 years. And if you scroll back, I leave it posted because I think it's one of my favorite episodes. But one of my podcast episodes, the most popular one, was one that's labeled on Valentine's Day. And I brought my husband on many moons ago and interviewed him. And we talked about our relationship and how rough it was in the beginning and his infidelities and where we are today. And we've gone even farther since then. I mean, that was a million years ago, and we're not scared to talk about that and how I sometimes feel like a hypocrite because I'll be the first bitch to tell you to get the fuck out. Leave his ass. Leave him. But here the fuck I am. So we'll talk about my hypocrisies and things of that nature. My career, I started working again. Being a social media influencer it's really hard. It's a really hard job, I've heard. And so I was like, can't do that. I'm going to go use my degree and go back to work in surgery, talk about social media, the bullshit that is social media, the bullshit that is the people on social media, how I got screwed over multiple times by multiple people on social media, how my block list is bigger than my follower list. No, things, just all that stuff. Hopefully people will interact. I already said something on my Instagram story where I spend most of my time that I don't have a co-host, okay? This podcast idea came a long time ago. My co-host decided she was going to die on me. So it was my best friend. She died because she's an ass. And so I don't have a co-host. And talking here like this it's not as easy as you think because I feel dumb right now, even though I do this every fucking day on my Instagram stories, every single day. Literally, I'm the person that has a billion tiny little tick marks on the top of my Instagram stories. But if people are involved, I want to have people tell me their stories and all that stuff. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, so the best part is that I'm just winging it here. And I think it's going to be a little bit easier for me to try to keep up with this podcast because obviously I hate who I am as a person and I have all these dreams and aspirations and I'm a non-follow througher. We'll talk about that in therapy. And I was also thinking I'm going to talk to her about it. First of all, I absolutely adore my therapist so much. And we are about to screen me. She's like, okay, we're going to screen you for ADHD, obviously. And I was like, yeah, obviously. And she's going to screen me for PTSD and CPTSD. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll record that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see. What else did I write down? Yeah, just the way that my brain is. Like, I don't do 5-year plans. I do 5 minutes at a time. Yeah, just the ups and downs. I wrote things like, I just wrote dumb things this is what I'm saying. So I wrote dumb things and I should just follow this. I should just follow this. But I'm like, that's stupid. It's not stupid. Just say it, bitch. You need filler. Anyways, you need filler times. So this is basically just like my second round of therapy now that I go to therapy. So this is not going to be like your normal influencer podcast. I never made it big on social media. I didn't get popular quickly on here. Nobody's paying me to do this, but you're more than welcome to. Someone send me a fucking check, please. It will motivate me to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just me talking about the same shit. I do this every day anyways. I literally do this every single day anyways. So why not do it on a better quality camera and upload it to YouTube and hopefully one day make 25 cents off of it? Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest. We're all here for the bag. I'm a lady. We're all here to make money. I literally talk to my phone all day. I think my nose is running. I literally talk to my phone all day. Why not do it and try to monetize off of it so that I don't have to spend my entire life working this 9 to 5? I'm just kidding. I don't really care. Yeah, this is it. I would say it's not going to be a motivational seminar, but hopefully the fuck it is. You know what I mean? I can't think of the word right now because vocabulary words are hard for me lately, but like unconventional. I got it. I did it. Just unconventional. I hope I motivate somebody to do something positive for themselves. That's what I feel like the whole point of me being online at all has ever been I used to be funny. Well, no, I'm still funny, but like I used to just want to bring entertainment by being funny. And now I realize that, a lot of people are just searching for someone that's relatable still, that's not full of shit. So when social media first started getting popular in COVID, everybody was just looking for someone to relate to, as in like just moms at home stuck with their kids. Don't shut the fuck up, screaming, making a mess of my damn house. And now I think because we've seen so many people's true colors through social media, it's so unfortunate. It's really heartbreaking. If I had a heart that wasn't cold and dead already, it would be absolutely devastating and heartbreaking at how many people that we just trusted and invested in are just giant balls of bullshit, truly. And I just never want to be that. I never, ever, ever want to be that. So I never plan on being that. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone calls me and they're like, hey, do you want to run a commercial on your podcast? Yeah. Yeah, you can pay me $4,000 to do that. It will need to be a brand that I believe in or that I'm willing to try or something like that. Not some bullshit. You know what I mean? That I'm like, that doesn't work, you know? Okay. Yeah, I kind of already touched on this talking about motherhood. I'm not scared to say the things that everybody's worried about getting judged for. I'm not. I mean, like I said, the way I was raised is completely different how I'm raising my children, and they still want to fuck shit up. You know what I mean? And I'm not scared to talk about it. You know, I mean, my oldest got in trouble at school, and the first thing I did is ran to the internet and was talking about it. Not because I need to exploit my kid, but because as a parent, you need to be. We'll just touch on it real quick right here. But my kid got expelled from school because he had a weed vape pen, like the weed pen. We don't smoke weed in this house. We don't do drugs in this house. We know the detrimental effects that drugs have on people and families, as we've all unfortunately had to bear witness to it. So we don't sugarcoat shit in this house. Like, we know better. And my kid got expelled. And then the first thing I did was run to the internet and was like, check your kids' backpacks. I knew my kid would never, ever, my kid would have gotten in trouble for skipping class, hiding in the bathroom, hanging out with their friends or something. You know, my kid would have gotten in trouble for having their phone out. My kid would have never gotten in trouble for having marijuana on them in school. I was wrong. Not because I'm a bad parent. I just trusted my kid more than I trusted my gut. And so I immediately was like, parents, go check backpacks now. Sock drawers, everything. So we can get into that some other time and, you know, talk about the conversations that we had before that and the conversations that we have after that now. It's insane. But that was many years ago. And, you know, I have so many feelings about it. He ended up having to go to a special school, like not alternative school, but it was a class underneath it. And honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened to him. Honestly, the kid made A's and B's. He finished 8th grade months before 8th grade was over. Like here in Tennessee, they finish in May. He was done a month and a half, 2 months before May. I'll never tell him that. But, you know, yeah, I touched on talking about marriage. I'm not scared to talk about the fuck ups of our relationship. I'll make him come talk with us. He will. But yeah. And then of course I want to touch on the stuff that we need to talk about is the questions that people always ask me online is, how did you learn to get a voice for yourself? How do you learn to stand your ground? How do you learn to stick up for yourself and not worry about someone being angry at you? Or how do you not let the bullies get to you? Like, those are all serious conversations that it's way more than just, I just don't care. We all care. Saying you don't care, it doesn't answer anybody's questions. And I feel like it's a facade that you're trying to just trick your brain so that you don't have to think about it too much, so that you don't unintentionally start to care. Do you know what I mean? So, it's in depth. It's serious of why I don't allow myself to be affected by what some stranger who has no idea who I am and I have no idea who they are says about me on the internet. I don't care that you don't like the shape of my nose. That's my mom's nose. I like her nose. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. So we'll talk about how I personally was able to set boundaries for myself. Forgiveness. I mean, just touching on my relationship 2 years in, he was a piece of shit and he knows it. And 15 years in, he's the first person I call when I have a good day, a bad day, something funny happens. He's literally one of my favorite humans. I want to slap the shit out of him. 15 years, every day, 15 years, same human, but he's still my knight in shining armor. He's still my favorite human. He's my number one fan, my biggest cheerleader. Like, I don't know how we got there, but we'll figure it out. I've had to learn a lot of things the hard way, plain and simple. And I don't mean that as like, it was the hard way for me. I don't do pity parties for myself. I use them all as stepping stones so that I can be higher than the piece of shit people that want to try and drag me down because of the things that I've done or seen or heard or whatever, you know? So yeah, I might not be scripted, but I got a lot of lore. There's a lot of little things about me. I think about that all the time. Is like, I'll start thinking about something that happened in my past. And I'm like, no, wait, that actually happened in my past. That seemed like so long ago. Jobs I had. I don't know. Biggest concern, I'm just going to say this right now. Dad, if you're watching this, don't. That's all I'm saying. Just, it's nothing interesting. So what I was talking about before, and I see other people's podcasts. Okay, so obviously, if you look at my TikTok number under the word followers or above it, wherever the fuck it looks like I have a lot of followers on TikTok, and I do not. A lot of the people who have millions and millions of followers on TikTok don't have millions and millions of followers, right? And I made a whole video about this. My thing currently, and I lose about 1,000 followers a day because it's just bots or whatever. It doesn't matter. But it currently says 950,000. I don't have 950,000 followers, right? 950,000 people pushed the follow button at one point or another. That's all that means. I have a solid, at this point, 10 people. Constantly watch my stuff, constantly like celebrate my wins, support me. I see you, I feel you, I love you. But none of us are getting views anymore. None of us are getting our stuff pushed unless we're selling shit on the TikTok shop, like religiously, like that's our whole shtick. And I'll never be that person. I have sold shit, but that's only because I've bought it myself and was like, if you guys were looking at this product is great or this one sucks. So I will do that, but I will never just be a full-time TikTok, even though I have seen how much people are making by doing that. Holy fucking shit. But good for them. Listen, I'll always be everybody. I'll never be a hater. That is one thing about me. I will never be a hater. Even I have like a very short list of people that I fucking loathe on this planet, and I'll never be a hater about them. I'll just hate them. Do you know what I mean? Okay, moving on. It doesn't matter. I don't even know. You guys are just gonna have to deal with my ADHD, undiagnosed currently. I'm all over the place. I try to stick to this, but you see, I go on little tangents and then I don't remember what I was saying. And with my Instagram stories, I'm able to rewatch it. We're just winging it. Hoping for the best. I already know of 2 points that I wanted to make sure I edit out, and I probably won't even do it. My nose was running. I might not edit that part out. I had a runny nose. So be it. I was talking about, I did an outline. It was important. I was talking about other content creators' podcasts where people are involved. Like, people will write on their comments and then that gives them stuff to talk about. I want this to be a community of being able to talk about all types of things. People seem to be really scared to ask me questions. I don't really know what that means. I don't know why. I know that I intimidate people. Well, I try to change that narrative. I don't intimidate nobody. Y'all just stay intimidated, and that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. We can try and work through it. Like that burp, I'm not taking that out. I'm a lady. But I'm not an intimidating person. I really am not. Like, I'm such a goofball. Like, I pee my pants if I jump too high on a trampoline. Like, it's just, there's nothing intimidating about me unless you try me. But at that point, I'm not trying to intimidate you. I'll just embarrass you. But yeah, so if there's something you want to talk about, like something about motherhood or social media or body images, relationships, the influencer world, I don't know much about it. I've been indulged in the influencer world passively, if that makes sense. I have been invited to things. I have gone to events. And, unfortunately, 90% of the time that I've gone, I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. These people are fake. And that's just what it is. And everybody's like, oh, say who, say who. You guys already know. At this point. Saying who is just going to open a can of worms for me to have to deal with later. And I don't want to spend my hard-earned money on dealing with that shit unless I have to say something in regards to protecting my name or proving something about myself, But, there's grief, burnout, just the exhaustion of life. DMing me on Instagram is the easiest way to get a hold of me. And I pride myself on how I try to respond to everybody, even if it's just a double tapping of the hearts because I'm at work or something like that. Like, I pride myself on trying to stay in communication. I think of it this way. As long as I've been on, we'll just use TikTok as an example. As long as I've been on a TikTok, I have always tried to respond to people in the comments. Now, some videos we used to get like thousands and thousands of comments, it's really hard to keep up with. And I try, even if it's just liking the comment, not because I think I'm anyone special and people are wanting responses from me, but if you took 4 seconds out of your life to comment that you thought my outfit was pretty or you love my content, like the least I can do is try to take 2 seconds out of my life and respond or at least like the comment. And I've always thought that way. And I'll never forget a large creator told me, a friend of mine, told me, don't just block your messages. There's no point in trying to respond to everybody. I never did. I still try to respond as much as I can. I don't really respond too much on TikTok messages. TikTok still confuses me. I'm not even going to lie to you. But Instagram messages, I do try pretty hard to respond. And I will be using my TikTok Instagram stories to open up question box. And I'll use the anonymous way so that if you want to ask me a question or you want to tell your story, but you don't want anyone to know who you are, I use a website. You've probably seen it on my page before if you followed me, or maybe you've seen other creators use it. It's anonymous. Like you click the link and it takes you and you fill it out. And I do not have a clue who you are. I can't find out who you are. Like, we'll do it that way. If that's just a way that people want to communicate to keep this podcast alive. I really want to keep this podcast alive. I am just a horrible human being when it comes to commitment, when it comes to things like this. But I think like at the end of some podcasts, it'll be fun to answer some questions, whether it's like, you just want to know my opinion on something, or you want to know something about me, or, anything like that. I talked about maybe on Sundays doing like chicken shit Sundays where you send in like a story or a comment or something that you were too chicken shit to say yourself. And then I'll say it and talk about it. I think it'll be fun. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know how long this has been, but I feel like it's pretty summarizing as to what my intentions for this podcast is. I have no idea how often I'm going to release them. I know what I want to release. I would love to do a weekly thing, but like I said, I do have a career and a whole entire family, and sitting down and just recording this, I had to get my dog out. Like I was like, so when I say this is unscripted, there might be times that my cat's pissing me off and scratching at my door. You know what I mean? Or my dog is in here. He was sitting up here, Toby, if you don't know, he's a French bulldog. And so he snores 24/7. And I just felt like it was going to be too loud right here. Once we get to know each other a little bit better, you're just going to have to accept it, because him not being in here right now, he's probably so upset with me. But yeah, so to end this, I guess we could just end on like a personal update. Like I said, this past year kind of kicked my ass. I've had multiple deaths. It took us a year to finally bury my mom. She was cremated. Don't worry. Her corpse wasn't just like sitting in a chair somewhere waiting to be put in the hole in the ground. But we finally went to Virginia, put her at our final resting spot, and that did relieve a lot of stress. And then my grandmother unfortunately passed away from just living a really great life and it being the end of it. Unfortunately, my brother-in-law passed away, and then we had to deal with some pretty fucking shitty humans because of it. That's what we're currently dealing with now. So I have absolutely no problem talking about that. And like I said, foul mouth female still, she's in here. And, I will forever be a petty queen. And we'll talk about it, because this is my motherfucking podcast and I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Anyways, the boys are good. Like I said, 15, 13 in school. Decent grades so far this year. My oldest is playing golf now, and I never knew I was going to be a golf mom. I'm fucking into it. I love it way more than a baseball mom. I hated being a baseball mom. But golf mom, that's my vibe. That's my vibe for sure. For sure. And he's fucking good, you guys, like fucking good. And so I actually need to start doing research, because he is a sophomore and he needs to start sending out clips of himself and letters to schools that he's interested in going to school for. So anyways, we did a couple of vacations. I'm planning a vacation that's a year away, but I don't care. I'm going to Scotland, and I'm over the moon excited about it. the last vacation I took that I was excited about ended up being fucking shit. And I'm sure we'll talk about it. It's going to offend somebody, but the people that get offended, I promise you with the stories that I tell, I'll never make anything up. I'll never lie. Anything that I tell is the absolute truth that could be provable. If I can't prove something, I'm not going to talk about it. But the only people that will ever be offended by any of my stories are the people that are the shitty ones in the story. You know what I'm saying? Like not me going to New York and getting left there. Girls trip, gang, went with 3 girls, left with none. Yeah, left with my husband because he ended up flying up and being with me, so I wasn't in New York City by myself. That's a true story. And I'm sure we'll talk about it because it's my fucking story and content is content. Everything is content. And that's one hell of a story. And that 1-year anniversary is right around the corner. Oh, speaking of anniversary, I think today was my best friend's funeral day in 2018. So there's that also. Let's see, what else? I don't really know. I don't do exciting things to be able to come back and talk about all the time. Like I don't go out and party. I would love to. I'm 38. I turned 38 this July. Yeah, I'm a Cancer. My favorite color is black. But I really love all neutrals. I mean, that's just what do you want to hear from me? What do you want to see from me? And we'll just go from there. Honestly, I don't know. If you made it this far, much respect. Thank you. I promise you I will do my best to try to keep this as entertaining as possible without being all over the place, but chaos is my middle name. Make sure that you follow me on all my social medias, which my new handle on everything is, oh, there's Toby. Can you hear him? It's Life by Brooklyn XO. Unfortunately, someone already had Life by Brooklyn and they don't even fucking use it. But that's my Instagram, TikTok, and then my podcast TikTok is, I don't know. Like this is what I'm talking about. Right now I'm stressing out because I'm like, oh my God, I got to hurry up. Why? Why the fuck do I have to hurry? I don't have to hurry. If you don't have the time, just double tap the screen on the right side. It'll fast forward it by 10 seconds. I mean, honestly, it's not even that big a deal. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. Okay. My favorite part is when I'm so worried that when I stop this, it wasn't recording the whole time. I can see that it's recording. Everything is fine. It's Brooklyn_unscripted. So all the like logos, the I in unscripted is an X, but when you're typing it in, it's Brooklyn_unscripted with an I. Whatever, we're cool. Anywho, yeah. I asked people what I should talk about first. We'll see if anyone answers. But maybe I'll just look online for a questionnaire to get to know somebody about their childhood. That's traumatizing. But yeah, my old sign off was relax. It's just conversation. And it is. It's just conversation. I mean, just calm the fuck down. I hope you guys have an amazing, whatever this is, day, night, whenever you're listening. I do plan on uploading this everywhere. YouTube, obviously for visuals, and then anywhere you can listen to podcasts like before. I just have to remember how to do that. LOL, because you're looking at production as well, or listening to production as well. Multi-talented, all the hats. And yeah, let's fucking do this thing. Let's do it, I guess. I'm already sitting here right now. See, this is who I am as a person. I'm stressing out because I'm like, that's it. That's all I have to say. I have nothing else to talk about. But then I have to just keep reminding myself that I run my fucking mouth every fucking day on Instagram. I talk about everything, just the day. I can just tell you guys what I did the day before. Not a lot. I did surgery today. We did a breast augmentation. No, we didn't. We did a breast lift. It was fun. Anyways, yeah. Okay. That's it. That's all. Bye. I don't know. Okay. Love you, mean it. Not all of you. Some of you can get fucked, but you know who you are if you're listening just to be nosy. But if you're listening because you're a supporter and you've literally been waiting for me to release a podcast forever and giving me shit in my DMs, I see you. I respect you. I get it, girl. I get it. I love y'all. Mean it. Bye. Why won't it stop?
You still love me. Build on it. You still love me.